Graham, why have you gone for, and you might have to help me out here a little bit, Prince Maurice?
Yeah. Well, you know, you never see him, and...
No.
They keep him in that room. And the only time he's been out, he does that thing where you know what that dogs do when they scrape their bum on the grass? He's awful. So, you know, you wouldn't even know he was a member of the royal family if he wasn't a racist.
No. What is his relation to the Queen? Because I'm not as familiar with Prince Maurice as you are, I have to be honest.
I actually didn't think it through to that extent.
No, you didn't, did you? No, because you've been a bit clever, wasn't you? Why don't we all start a rumour, right? OK. No, we can all do it because there's enough of us, so I reckon we can spread this, OK? The Queen has got, like... Oh, yeah, no, didn't you hear? The Queen's got this, like, fifth kid. Yeah, no, you never heard. Yeah. And, yeah, it's called Prince Maurice.
You might be able to spread it to people who are outside of England. You might be able to get something
Why don't we do it? Why don't we all... Anyone who's on Twitter and Facebook...
Are we actually going to do this, though? Because I don't want us all to leave and it just be me on my own.
Yeah.
And where's he kept?
He's kept in the tower where the princes were kept.
And he spends Christmas at Blenheim Palace on his own.
Yes, he does. Yes.
Can he have his own special language that only he and the Queen know?
Yeah, and he talks like this.
And she has to visit him, and that's what you hear them talking like that.
The Queen visits him twice a year.
Yeah.
The Queen goes to see him on her birthdays twice a year, and she sobs.
Yes.
And there's a tunnel leading from his room to Madame Tussauds.
Yeah.
Because he loves Madame Tussauds.
OK, but let's say...
You can hear him running around. Standing with the rest of his waxwork family.
He has a booming voice. Sorry? He has a booming voice. Yes. We have visitors. You must be quiet. Yeah. I am being quiet. I'm whispering. Maurice, not during the day.
I want to see the statue of Tara Palmer Tompkins.
If you've just tuned in, this is Radio 2, and we're talking about Prince Maurice, the baby with the beard. OK. Well, I have to think of a most pointless member of the royal family, and I would say a rise winner of the Lucas for most pointless member of the royal family. I'm going to give it to Prince Maurice.
Yeah.
I am. Our final award celebrates all those dreadful musical acts who almost by mistake produced a cracker. Let's hear your nominations, please, for the Lucas for greatest song from a musical artist who is otherwise rubbish. And the nominations are, James.
Suddenly by Angry Anderson.
Graham, Linehan, The Man.
Follow You, Follow Me by Genesis.
And Katy Brand.
Paranoid Android by Radiohead.
Ooh, controversial. So, the nominations for greatest song from a musical artist who is otherwise rubbish are Suddenly by Angry Anderson, Follow You, Follow Me by Genesis, and Paranoid Android by Radiohead. James, you like Suddenly, but not the rest of the Angry Anderson oeuvre.
Yeah, I've heard some of Angry Anderson's other music, and the only way I can describe it is absolute crap.
Right, OK.
However, in the song Suddenly, I really believe he has created one of the finest love songs ever written. And if someone disagrees with that, you can just go, if it wasn't one of the finest love songs ever written, why did Scott and Charlene use it when they got married in Neighbours?
In Neighbours. Let's hear a little bit of that song now.
Please play it.
You like that song, don't you?
Oh, my... Who wasn't just incredibly moved by that, then? Just the tightness of that snare. And just before that bit, because it's all very soft, and it's like... And he's like... He sounds a bit husky at the start, and he's like... I only dreamed that I would find... And it's all like that. And he says... I found the words I need to say... Doof, doof, doof. Just suddenly, it's too good.
You like it?
Just the way I am, suddenly you're hearing me, and I'm running just as far Are you not? Do you not? As we didn't hear enough of it for you all to get...
You know what, James?
Yeah.
That's the second time I've heard this song.
Really?
Yeah.
What were you doing in 1988?
I don't know, I was in Afghanistan.
Were you? Not reading documents.
I wasn't watching the wedding. It was a neighbour's wedding, yeah?
Yes, it was Scott and Charlene.
No, I've never heard that song before.
Oh, yeah, Angry Anderson.
It's a
Selling it to me,
genuinely
though.
brilliant piece of work.
Wasn't Angry Anderson completely bald?
Yes, he
Completely
was.
bald.
He was completely bald.
So you like that, do you?
I love it. Why do you think I'm here?
He wasn't
She
going to
knows.
call himself angry. He was going to call himself livid. Graham, you've gone for Follow You, Follow Me by Genesis.
Genesis, yeah.
Shall we hear a little bit of it?
Yeah. The thing with Genesis is that they obviously... I only realised recently that Phil Collins, they obviously let him sing because he sounds a bit like Peter Gabriel.
Oh, I never thought of that.
But he does, yeah. And he sounds a bit like him there, you know. And I bet you they always hated Peter Gabriel, and every time Peter Gabriel left the room, Phil Collins would do an impression of him. and I bet you then, after he left, they said, why don't we get Phil to do it, you know? Not knowing that he'd wear vests and have big, hairy Bob Hoskins arms and kind of run around kicking a football.
Well, that real low point was when he put that gorilla costume on.
You know, I've never been a big fan of Genesis or Phil
Yeah, I'm not
Collins,
sure
but I
that they're
think it's a
otherwise
glorious
rubbish,
song.
you see. I don't know if I can buy that.
I think there's one other song they've done that I really like, but I
which
can't
one?
remember the name of it.
Is it the one that goes, yeah, but a boo, ba ba da boo, da ba da doo, da doo, da doo, da ba da doo, that's all the same, that's all. Is it that one?
No,
Is it?
I don't know about... Is there anyone else here who wasn't blown away by that ad where the gorilla plays the drums? Why was that so
Yeah, I
big?
wasn't fussed. I'm going to put my neck on the line, and I know people will see me in a very different light when I say that that advert was just all right. And I know it's going to be hard to take me seriously from now on. I know it's going to be really hard, and it's going to upset quite a lot of people. They're going to leave feeling a little bit dirty, a little bit soiled. But that's how I feel. Katie, you nominated Paranoid Android by Wireless Head. Radiohead, I believe they're called now. Or DAB Radiohead, I suppose, soon, when it changes to digital. So let's hear a little bit of that song.
That's enough, isn't it?
You like this song, so don't try and stop it.
I've got these two forces in me, which is my like of that song with my absolute hatred of Radiohead. Radiohead? I said that like a sort of an embarrassing auntie.
Radiohead.
I like hip-hop.
Yes.
So
My dad used to say...
Radiohead. Should we get a hot dog and listen to some Radiohead?
I remember my dad talked about Duran Duran.
I think they were particularly at the height of their powers when I was sort of about 14 or 15, and I really liked hip-hop.
Right.
And it was very much, they were popular and it was everywhere, and it all seemed to be to do with middle-class boys who didn't really have that much to complain about, being anguished in their bedrooms about nothing, maybe about, like, you know, whether they were going to go skiing at Easter or something like that.
I feel a bit guilty when I see Radiohead because... About 5 or 6 years ago, me and David Walliams, the closeted comedian, were on... we were at the NME Awards, and we went as Lou and Andy, and we had to present an award, and we were presenting it to Radiohead. And so, you know, for a bit of fun, we asked, could they put a ramp up? So, you know, I could be wheeled onto the stage. And David nabbed the members of Radiohead to carry me up in a wheelchair onto the stage, and I was lolling around, making it difficult for them, of course. And I just thought, oh, poor sods, you know, they've written all these amazing songs, and here they are, carrying a man who can plainly walk, pretending to be a man who can plainly walk, up a ramp.
Yes, like you're some sort of king.
Yeah,
Well,
don't they have better things to do?
That would have been ample material for their next album.
Yeah, exactly.
We had to carry Matt Lucas on stage.
And this is before he lost the weight. Well, I am still fat, though. I am still fat, I know that. OK, well, I'm not sure, Katy Brand, that Radiohead are otherwise rubbish. I have to say, I think You know what? A lot of their music isn't my cup of tea, but even then I know they're not rubbish.
But that's my internal struggle too. I know they're not rubbish, but I just fundamentally object to them.
And I'm not all that sure you can say Genesis are rubbish. So for that reason, I'm going to award the Lucas for greatest song from a musical artist who is otherwise rubbish, and it's no surprises, to Angry Anderson. It's time to award the Lucas of Lucases, the very special gong that this week I'm giving to the most passionate guest, the person who has argued the most passionately, who's put their heart and soul into it. Maybe because there's not a lot else going on in their life, I don't know. But who has been the most passionate guest? Well, Graham, you haven't been without passion, but you've also been very considered and articulate and respectful.
Clinical.
Yeah, clinical, I think so. A little bit cold, maybe. Katie, you've shown a lot of passion, actually, particularly in the last category.
Thank you.
James, you've been passionate to the point of a sulk. So for that reason, the Lucas for most passionate guest goes to Mr. James Corden. Thank you very much. Congratulations. James, is there anything you'd like to say? Anyone you'd like to thank?
Wow. So I really didn't think I was going to win. I don't know. I should mention. It's Katie and Graham, isn't it? Yeah. I should mention Katie and Graham because they really did put up a great fight. But you know what? This isn't about me. It's about Matt Lucas. He's made that clear.
So you're giving the award back to me?
I'm going to give the award, I'm going to share the award with you because you've only got space on your shelf for half an award and I've got space on my shelf for about another 19. So I'll put half on mine and half on yours.
It's a deal. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
And thanks once more to all my guests, Katy Brand, James Corden and Graham Linehan. Join me next time when we'll at last find out who has won the prestigious Lucas for most useful piece of cutlery. Is it knife, fork or spoon? Goodbye. And the winner was presented by me, the Right Honourable Matt Lucas. The guests were Katy Brand, James Corden and Graham Linehan. The programme associates were Bill Matthews and Jed Parsons, and it was devised by Ashley Blaker and Bill Matthews. And I came up with some of it, so whoever wrote these credits is fired. And the winner was produced by Ashley Blaker.